It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. A cyclist has died in hospital after a tragic crash at Nelson Bay. The man, believed to be in his 70s, was riding on Gowrie Road near the intersection of Shoal Bay Road yesterday afternoon when he was struck by a Toyota Camry. He was treated at the scene by paramedics but died a short time later from a massive head injury. The driver of the Camry was taken to Tomaree Hospital for mandatory testing. Two men are still on the run after a brazen robbery on a pizza restaurant at Stockton. The pair entered the Pirate Point Pizza outlet on Mitchell Street at about 5 yesterday afternoon and verbally threatened a female employee before making off with her mobile phone and cash in a car parked outside. Jessica Oxford from Police Headquarters says the search continues for the bandits.
One man has been described as being of Caucasian appearance, aged in his mid-20s, 178 centimetres tall, with a large build, and was last seen wearing a white hooded jumper and black sunglasses. A second man has been described as being of Caucasian appearance, aged in his late 20s, 185 centimetres tall, with a thin build, and was last seen wearing a blue hooded jumper.
Police hope members of the public can assist with their inquiries into a shooting at Edgeworth, which has left a 30-year-old man in hospital. Officers responded to several 000 calls at about 5 yesterday afternoon when neighbours in Renfrew Crescent heard a gunshot. A short time later, the victim presented at John Hunter Hospital with a gunshot wound to his lower right leg. However, police say he's keeping the details of what happened to himself. They're asking anyone who witnessed any suspicious activity to contact Belmont Police Station. Vice-Chancellor Caroline Macmillan is trying to look at the positives of the budget which left Newcastle University out in the cold. $123 million was given to finance Commonwealth-assisted places for regional universities. However, somehow Newcastle didn't qualify. Caroline Macmillan says it's good to see the Turnbull government attempting to make up for a December university funding freeze by investing in regional students. However, she says she doesn't want to see a lowering of the HECS repayment threshold pass through the Senate.
I hope it doesn't. I'm always impressed that the Senate is an extremely thoughtful body and that it really does consider the ramifications, particularly for new graduates. At this point in their career, dropping that threshold by which they are repaying does seem to me to be an impost.
We're being given our first glimpse of what the long-awaited new Maitland Hospital will look like. After purchasing the old brickwork site in 2013, the state government has finally unveiled plans for the $450 million facility. The community is being invited to look at the plans and ask questions of the project team at Stockland Green Hills tomorrow week, where an information desk will be operating from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. Murrurundi will see 3 local residents represented in this year's Archibald Prize, which opens to the public tomorrow. A portrait of local artist Charlotte Drake Brockman, painted by fellow local David Darcy, is a finalist for the prize, and a portrait of local veteran art dealer Michael Reid is also a finalist. Originally a photographer, David Darcy says it's a fantastic feeling to have made it into the coveted exhibition.
A delightful feeling. It's something, I only took up painting 18 months ago, but my goal was to get in the Archibald and I've achieved it, and I'm absolutely delighted.
The winner of the prize will be announced later today.
Sport for our sponsor, PRD Nationwide East Maitland.
Newcastle Jets officials haven't given up hope of retaining Riley McGree for the 2019 A-League season. McGree, who's on loan from Club Bruges, played in 12 games for Newcastle and scored 5 goals, including his much publicised scorpion kick. The prospects of keeping McGree will depend on whether he's considered a first-team option by Bruges, who currently have the 19-year-old midfielder signed on a long-term contract. The Newcastle Knights take on the Penrith Panthers tonight at McDonald Jones Stadium, and we'll see the squad featuring their special jumper to mark the Indigenous round. 5'8" Connor Watson says it's an awesome week celebrating Indigenous culture.
It's a massive week, there's so many traditions, and I think it's a great week for sort of integrating everyone and, teaching everyone a lot about what us Aboriginals are about.
Meanwhile, Queensland Origin prop Jared Wallace has been in Newcastle for talks of a potential contract signing with the Knights for the 2019 season. And the winning numbers in Powerball are 6, 24, 15, 14, 26, 32 and 35, and the Powerball number is 14. 2NURFM News Time, 26 to 9.